So Johnny Depp makes a return to heavy dramatic form as one of the most notorious gangsters in American history with Black Mass. In 1970s South Boston, FBI agent John Connolly persuades Irish mobster Jimmy Bulger to collaborate with the FBI in order to eliminate their common enemy, the Italian mob. However, this unholy alliance merely allows Whitey to evade law enforcement while consolidating his power and to wipe out all his rivals. For over the next decade, Connolly falls deeper into the gangster's depths of corruption and crime, reaping the benefits along the way. Murder, drugs, corruption, and betrayals would ultimately forge Whitey Bulger's reputation as one of the most ruthless and dangerous gangsters in Boston's history. So anyone who knows me knows that I'm a fan of a good, solid crime thriller, and seeing this film bring in some of the quality of Johnny Depp, taking away from a lot of the big, fun, colorful characters he's been playing in recent years, and give him a role with so much meat and substance and grit and just a lot of interesting dimensional type of things for him to really soak himself into, I could not pass up the opportunity to see Black Mass, and in large part, Black Mass does deliver on a lot of good levels, but there are a few things I'm going to levy against it that I didn't feel like they hit the best marks they possibly could have, but indeed so, Johnny Depp puts forth an incredible performance in this film as James Whitey Bulger. This is an amazing performance that absolutely all the buzz that is going around for this. I'm certain Johnny Depp is going to get award nominations for what he does in this film, because right from the first moment he's on screen, he is completely soaked into the deep fiber of James Whitey Bulger, that this is a character, a person that has so many different facets to him and just has an amazing presence and intimidation to him that Johnny Depp brings forth so many troubling, creepy, spine-tingling type of things to him that he can be very, very intimidating and very scary in various sequences in this film, because there's just those deep, piercing, cold blue eyes he has, and just how he just stares right into your soul, and just spine-rattling, just what he does, how he manipulates the tone of scenes and everything. Just, it's mesmerizing in a certain way to watch him work scenes that go from bone-chilling to kind of funny, but still have a certain trembling type of undercurrent and everything. Just like, this guy might intimidate you and then turn things around that kind of deflate the situation, but you still have that lingering feeling that this guy's probably going to slit your throat or put a bullet in your head or something at certain points in time. Just, it's a magnificent performance that is not at all one note, because you see the other facets of this man's life, the stuff he has with his family, with his brother portrayed by Benedict Cumberbatch, who also does a fantastic performance in this film, and just how he deals with his mother and his wife and everything, and the death of his son. All these different things meld together into a multifaceted, emotional, and dimensional performance that is completely powerhouse, but also almost effortlessly intense for Johnny Depp here, that everything he does is weighty, has gravity to it. Just like, there's just so many different things going on portraying this character that just overall a wonderfully enveloping, masterful performance from him. And the scenes where he does become a violent individual is very compelling and riveting and just chilling overall. Just how this guy is just absolutely, completely blunt force trauma type of thing. Just, this guy has no regard for being low-key or whatnot. If he's going to have a violent act, it's going to send a certain message, even if it's in an intimate setting. He's going to send a message to someone saying, I'm not going to tolerate this behavior. You're going to die. You're going to pay the price for this type of stuff. And just, it's intense. It's amazing. Seeing it on screen, obviously in real life, this is entirely justifiably condemnable type of behavior, and he is now serving out the rest of his life in prison. But as Johnny Depp's performance and the presentation of this person in the film, you can't get any better. This is powerhouse and riveting, just amazing type of work overall, with just how it's written, the performance overall, just everything is just intense is the one word to just describe all of it. But it's just fantastic performance from him. But overall, the acting in this film is top notch from everyone, even though if some of the characters don't seem to have enough room to breathe in my type of view. And just one of the things I did kind of start thinking about afterwards is like, it really could have used, it runs just almost exactly 2 hours long. It's like, it feels like this film could have run for a longer run time to give more time for characters to breathe, because there's a lot of sort of hitting all the right marks and whatnot in the storyline to just progress the narrative along to where you're going to go with this thing, to tell the general sort of bullet points in the storyline and just get along with some of the procedural elements and just get things moving from one point to the next. I think they could have used several sequences to really kind of expand characters and kind of fill in the emotional gaps. I don't feel we're quite there for a lot of the performances to really kind of reach the heights that they probably could have. Sort of Joel Edgerton's performance in this film is good. I really do think it is a solid performance, but I think that it would have been held more weight, held more impact overall if you saw the character of Connolly here go through all these things that are sort of told through the eyes of other people in their own testimony and everything, instead of just being told that he was party to this crime and that crime, and how he kind of just continually got further and deeper into this hole that he was. It would have been nice to see these things organically develop throughout the whole film to really kind of see how much further and deeper and darker his type of journey became. But overall, I think Joel Edgerton's performance is very good in the film. Even like I said, Benedict Cumberbatch, I thought he did a very good job in this film. It took a little while to kind of get used to him, British actor, with a South Boston accent. So once I got accustomed to that, the quality of the performance really started to shine through. And even Corey Stoll does a great performance in this thing. David Harbour, who was in Walk Among the Tombstones last year, is one of the psychopaths in that film. I thought he did a fantastic performance too. But like I said, a lot of the characters I think just could have used a lot more breathing room to allow them to flesh themselves out and have a bit more of their own stories play out through the film, instead of being completely just being there to aid in the narrative flow of the Bulger storyline. But some of the other things in the film, that it does kind of jump through different timelines and whatnot, from like 1975 to 81 to 85 and so on and so forth. And I thought that was well handled. I didn't have any problems with the jarring aspect, but kind of moving through time, it didn't seem like visually there was much of a difference between a lot of the hairstyles. Some of the clothing certainly does change over time or anything, but some things just kind of nagged me a little bit, that it didn't quite seem like some of the characters really seemed like they changed visually with their timelines or anything, that they looked like they got older or anything, or they got away from their 70s hairstyles or something like that. So little things here and there just kind of like just didn't quite seem like it should be a hairstyle in 1985. But that's a nitpick type of thing that really doesn't affect the overall quality of the film. But I think the direction of the film was pretty damn good. Really didn't have any problem with it, but just like, it's that violent visual type of quality in this thing, the gangster aspect that's just really damn good in this thing. Just like, it gives the film the punch that it needs, that you don't have, like I said, don't quite get the emotional punch, but you get a very great tonal punch in this whole thing. And it really is a great deal to do with Johnny Depp's performance. But I think the narrative overall could have used a few little more emphasis here and there. Like, the whole thing beginning of the film is that Whitey Bulger ends up making this alliance with the FBI to take down the Italian mob that's kind of veering into his territory and starting sort of a turf war of such. Maybe blanked out at a certain point, but I didn't quite see a definite resolution to that storyline, because, like I said, they jumped like another 5 years or 6 years in the timeline. So it's like, it felt like some threads didn't quite get the emphasis or punctuation that they really needed to really kind of like close and tie all that stuff up. It's like, wasn't quite certain. It was like, is the war still going on 6 years later, 4 years later? Wasn't quite entirely, didn't quite follow it quite as strongly as maybe I should have, or maybe the film itself didn't quite emphasize that to the degree that it probably should have, to really kind of make that a definite type of statement that this sort of thing is closed off and they're moving on to other things. So just a very interesting thing that the film does have a lot of density to it, that there is a lot of ground to cover with all the stuff that goes on in the investigation between the FBI and all these types of things, where people are getting more corrupted by everything that's going on with Bulger, and just various other elements, a lot of characters cutting in and out of the whole thing. So it's very compacted in a very great way, in a certain way, but like I said, if it ran about another half an hour, I think it could have really kind of decompressed things, allow things to flesh out and have a more emotional impact overall. But I still think Black Mass is a very solid type of film that is headed up by a fantastic, incredible performance by Johnny Depp that is absolutely worth seeing, because there's just so many scenes in this thing that he just owns it on such a magnetic type of chilling level, that the way he looks, like I said, into your soul with those blue eyes and the look that he has overall, to just absorb himself into that character. I think he just does an amazing performance here that is absolutely worthwhile to see. Go see it. I highly recommend it, even though, like I said, it has some things that I feel like didn't quite hit all the right marks that it possibly could have to have the most impact. It still has a lot of great stuff in it. Stellar cast overall. Everyone puts in really solid performances, and overall I just think the film does a very good job, and it does resolve everything at the end of the whole film, so you get the full complete story overall in a general sense. So Black Mass definitely gets a great thumbs up from me, and I'd like to hear what you guys think if you've seen the film already, and I'd like to hear your comments below and a thumbs up that you have for this video if you enjoyed what you saw here. I am definitely working very diligently on getting Forever Horror Month up on its feet. I got a couple things already shot, some stuff near completion to be ready for October, but definitely going to be checking out Everest next week. Hopefully, maybe, we'll see. Should be able to, but anyway, might be able to get the Chronicles of Riddick review done by the end of this month. If not, it'll be coming out in November. And early October, we've got Sicario, which I am so stoked for. I was kind of like, I thought it came out this week, but it was just like New York and LA, so it's like, damn it. I wanted to go fucking see this in like a double header of Black Mass and Sicario. Would have been like a fucking blockbuster weekend for me. It's getting, there's going to be like one theater in Chicago getting next week, but a little cost prohibitive in a certain way, with paying for parking downtown Chicago and the extra theater price. So I don't think I'll get to it, so I'll probably check out Everest, get your review of that. But early October, Sicario, because it's from the director of Prisoners, my favorite film of 2013, because, man, I need to revisit that movie because it was so tense and so masterfully crafted. And Roger Deakins, cinematographer, again, I can't wait. I just can't wait. That looks like the most hard-hitting, gritty shit I'm going to see, and I'm probably going to love the living hell out of it. Can't wait. So, little double shot there. In early October, you'll get some Forever Horror Month and some gritty crime shit, man. I cannot wait. So, again, post your comments below about Black Mass, what you thought of it. And thumbs up, spread the links around and all that great stuff. If you haven't subscribed already, definitely appreciate that greatly. Getting a lot of subscribers, building up real fast, so I highly appreciate you guys hitting that subscribe button. And I gotta get out of here before I fall apart, so it's very sweaty right now. So take care, guys. Thanks for watching. So great, have a great time. See you soon. Bye bye.